Hey, y'all, I'm back with another video. Today, I wanted to talk about my mission trip to Iraq and my overall experience being in the Middle East. It's still unreal that I went to the Middle East, but I'm so blessed and honored that I had an opportunity to partake in the work that the Lord is doing in that region. I do want to say that the media portrays a false narrative of the Middle East. Their agenda is simply to instill fear. As believers, we must be highly discerning about what we allow to influence us. Despite what we may think or believe about Iraq or other Middle Eastern countries, this region of the world still belongs to the Lord, and they are still His people whom He's calling back to Himself. One of the main things that stood out to me on this trip was the love and hospitality shown. My team and I would do house visits to the majority of Muslim families, in which we would share the gospel with them. We were always embraced by those we encountered with authentic and genuine love. I never felt uncomfortable or unwelcomed, as we were flooded with kind gestures such as being offered tea or coffee, and how they opened their homes to us as well. As believers, we can be obsessed with experiencing the big signs, miracles, and wonders. We tend to put it on a higher pedestal, especially in the charismatic culture. I think sometimes that has to do with the high attraction and obsession with the supernatural. We should expect the miracles and signs because they testify of the gospel. We know that if we are not rooted in God's love, none of those things matter. Pure and genuine religion in the sight of God means caring for orphans and widows in distress. This is the heart of God, and we cannot neglect or devalue the things of His heart because we are not being overtly praised for these things if no one sees it. Anyways, that is a different topic for another day. Listening to the stories of Syrian refugees being invited into their pains, hurts, and frustrations were the big moments of the trip. When they felt seen and heard, the love of Christ ministered to their hearts. In one family, we were able to walk the mother through unforgiveness because of the abuse she endured. She was able to experience the freedom of the Lord as she released that. There was another house visit where the mother was a believer, but the father was not. The father became a believer during our visit and was baptized the following day. These are just a few stories of how the Lord moved in such a beautiful and sweet way on this trip. Another highlight of the trip was the sense of unity and family that was formed. Before my team and I would do the house visits, we would spend time ministering to the Lord and to each other. It was a precious time in the Lord's presence and how He unified us together before we would go on the house visits. I know that one of the reasons the Lord brought me on this trip was for family. To say that I have a family of believers in Iraq now has me in complete awe of God. No matter where I live, the Lord has knitted and connected me with other believers in that region of the world, and I'm so grateful for that. In the Middle East, the idea of family and community is embedded in their culture. I was encouraged and challenged by my new family that we served with, how they love, sacrifice, and how they are deeply devoted to Christ and loving believers and unbelievers alike. They continue to do the house visits regularly and have house church in their home. This is what it looks like to bring heaven on earth, loving the Lord and loving those around us. Well, that's all I have for today's video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.